Hello, and welcome to the Overprepared DM YouTube game. It is so good to see you again. Thanks for coming by, and welcome to episode 2. Last time, our group met each other. They had official introductions. They were led to the room of waiting, where they indulged in the Book of Needs, which was super cute and fun. They met Jupiter, who she introduces herself as the Magi's direct assistant, and they later find out that Jupiter was the one that picked them for the job. And she gives them a tour of the school, the dorm halls, the dining hall, the museum, and everything in between. And later on, after meeting the Magi, the group learns that the 8 pieces of the petrified amethyst gem dragon that was excavated from the Valley of Glass has been stolen, seemingly overnight, several moons ago. There's no information on who the culprit is, but it is expected to be better than your average bandit because they got through it undetected with guards at a magic school. The group saw the room of scrying, where they learned that the individuals working in there have been there for 24 hours for 2 months, essentially, and there's been only one single clue for the first piece, and it's a town in the south named Viston. The scrying orb felt an aura inside of a room with stained glass, and that was all that she wrote. The group was told upon their exit that they can leave in the morning since it's about evening at this point. They played a little volleyball at school, and then they were headed to the Mead and Magic Inn to check in with Oella, the owner. During that time as well, they also decided that they wanted to chat with a few guards that were let go from the museum, and they also had a couple other things that they wanted to do privately. Does that sound about right about everything? Or does anyone have any other?
So.
Okay. Well, let's get ourselves into a peaceful little village vibe. Okay. So, exiting the school. You guys are in the same sort of forested gardens of the outside of the school, where these sort of pillars and archways are about facing an outside view of the town. People are sort of making their way through town and kind of heading in for the evening. It's not quite dark yet, but there's people, like, getting off of work, closing up their shop, and there's also a few places that are opening up for the evening. So there's some life around, people walking around, people calling their kids, stop running around the fountain. But you all are sort of exiting the school here, and you're standing above that archway that you saw on your entrance. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the plan?
I think we were offered free stay at the inn, right?
You were, yes.
Okay. I guess I'll to the group. Well then, should we find our room?
We could go ahead and get our rooms situated if you want. I do want to speak to the guards before we turn in entirely tonight.
Of course, as would I.
I'm just curious if, like, anyone needs to go shopping tonight before we leave town tomorrow. Anybody? Just asking for a friend, and the friend is me.
We may need some supplies. We might be leaving too early for the stores, so you might be right. This might be the time as well.
Okay.
So we're all fine with just working with each other.
Are you not?
I mean, it's a lot of information just kind of thrown at all of us, and now we're talking about just leaving town tomorrow. No offense to any of you, but I don't know fuck all about all of you.
We are under contract, no? The job is a job.
There's only one way to find out more about someone.
And what's a better way to learn more about each other? To Dyslexia is hitting me. I'm so sorry. What a better way to learn about each other than going on grand adventure.
Lawyer has point.
Well, I know for sure that I think I would like to talk to the guards.
I think we are all in agreement on that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, except Amy.
No, I'm totally fine going to the guards. It's great.
We can probably do some shopping as well.
That would be super great. Thanks.
I feel like we should talk to the guards before we go to the inn, just in case they turn in early. They've been let go, so, maybe they aren't in the best mood. I know I like to sleep a lot in those instances.
Was they up drinking their sorrows away?
That's true.
They could be at the inn drinking.
That would actually be very convenient.
Why don't we at least get our room and then we can go from there? That way it's already there. If we are out too late, we might not be able to book one depending on when the office or the desk is open.
Okay.
Did we get directions? Like, do we know how far the inn is from here?
You did not technically get directions, but upon
Jupiter!
upon a quick look, you see that there's like sticks with multiple different pointing signs, sort of just around every sort of crossroad. And you see one that says Magic and Mead Inn, sort of headed towards the north. So you can make the assumption that it's around you and you could find it, but you could also go back inside, whatever you want to do.
I think I remember roughly where it is. And the signs should get us there.
Perfect.
I trust you completely, and I'm just gonna go over and like put my arm around Granny's arm and just wait to go.
Perfect. So you guys head out. You kind of pass the waterfall. There's a couple people essentially in a bazaar fashion, not bizarre fashion, sort of calling out to you in like, buy the meat, or you want fine silks, anything fancy you, just anything that they could try to get your attention. But we could do, with advantage, Emmy could do an insight actually. Based on the things that you're being handed by cart owners, you're sort of looking at it and getting a feel for the vibes of the clothing that you're being presented.
All right. With advantage?
Yes.
Ooh. Perception would be 23.
You very easily see that these are knockoff items. These are handmade. You can at least acknowledge that they're trying to make money, and the stuff does look fine, but it's not real. They're saying essentially this is Coach when it's actually something different, and the signs are flipped. Like they're trying to give you things that are fake. So
we're in magical Santee Alley.
Just right outside around the waterfall. Or water fountain.
I guess does it look well made, or does it just look poorly made on top of also being fake?
It looks well made. It's just not real. So
no.
You sort of skirt off the individuals trying to sell you fake items. You know better than that. You're sort of headed out. People are headed sort of into town. People are headed out of town. And you pass a couple of individuals who seem to be dressed up like really nicely, wearing really nice dresses and suits. And they're sort of murmuring about a show happening tonight. And they're all headed towards the other end of town as you pass through. The lights are starting to come on inside of buildings, inside of houses, and you guys find yourself in front of a very nice brick and wooden sort of tavern vibe inn. It has clearly an inn on the top. There's a bunch of windows, and on the bottom there's a large archway door that has a rotating door. Like each of you will have to go in one at a time. There's spinning door.
Let go of Granny reluctantly.
There's two very large pane glass windows on the outside, and you can see The inn itself, or the tavern itself rather, is pretty bustling. There's bards on a stage in the back, and you can kind of hear the liveliness outside as you're walking up to it. And there's bartenders and waitresses walking around, and you can see this on the outside. Do you guys head in?
I would
Granny
say
takes a deep
yes,
breath first.
but Oighear is going to look at the revolving door, fascinated, and they're gonna just bolt in and just start spinning around and around, just fascinated at a door that revolves.
So you can tell every time you're doing this, it's very wooden. It has like a wooden pole right in the center, and as you're moving the door around, it's making like wooden creaks. So it's just the entire time.
No.
So it's not breaking, but you can tell that it's handmade essentially, and is fancy and making you happy. But no one else is able to enter.
Sounds like a fidget it sounds like a fidget spinner. Just a full body fidget spinner. I'm just having the time of my life. Yes.
Can Kanna on the way, as we're getting closer to the tavern, can I make a perception check to see if we're being followed?
Sure.
If anyone is like tailing us in a way, or they're kind of like keeping a set distance or
Sure.
something.
Absolutely.
Okay. Off the table. Nice. Well, it's off the it's on the table, but it's out of the box. Does that still count?
Yeah.
It didn't go off
If
the
it doesn't
table.
hit the floor, then you're good.
It didn't hit the floor. Okay. It's a 20. Dirty 20.
Okay. So you're looking around. You feel eyes on you. However, it doesn't feel like one specific person. As you're looking, you sort of meet the eyes of some of the people because you're catching them as they're looking at you. And it's more of a curiosity of, who are these people? You don't work at the school. You're not dressed in mage's clothing. You're out of the box group of individuals that are a very mixed bag. So you're fun to look at. You're not feeling like there's anyone threatening following you, and you don't feel a sense of unease.
Okay.
So as Oighear is spinning around the door, making sure that no one can get in and no one can get out, what are you doing?
Good.
We have a couple people that are passing along behind you. One person
say,
bumps
did me-
into Koresh.
Did me and
so
Granny
sorry.
make it in before the spinning wheel happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say that Oighear does have a -1 strength, so they're going to fade really fast. The energy will die really quickly, so they're not going to be inhibiting entrance for long.
The zoomies can only last so long.
All things eventually come to an end.
Koresh is definitely going to be last because doors and him are not best friends, especially
Okay.
spinning doors.
How tall is Koresh?
A wonderful question. I should know that off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'8", I think I put.
So I'm like looking
Yeah,
up at
6'8". It's in my notes.
Yeah, 6'8", 280 or something like that pounds.
Yeah. Blue eyes, 35 years old.
Dang.
Hey.
Girl. She's got your whole Tinder bio.
This fashion school girl is a profiler.
True.
Who am I
So,
traveling with?
Emmy and Granny, you guys are on the inside of the bar as Oighear is just spinning their way through. On the inside, you guys are quickly greeted by a short halfling individual. She's got a cute like apron on. It's like plaid dress that goes out. It's like a fully green with like a white plaid with it, and her hair is in really tight ringlet curls. And you can tell that she has naturally curly hair. She's wearing these really large circular glasses that do not fit her at all, but they're very, very cute. She has freckles that you can tell that she put more makeup on to give herself more freckles, and her nose is perfectly pixie. And she looks up and she has menus in her hand, and she goes, "How many is it gonna be?"
Granny just
Hi.
looks back at the door, like, just to double check the count, and sees Oighear just like doing this. I don't think she's noticed until now.
It's okay. It stops on its own after 100 spins
A day or like per person?
per person. The magic school set it up because we had some trolls coming in, and literal trolls, and they found a lot of fun and the stuff that we couldn't really stop them. No one else could get in. We can't make another door. Whatever. Anyway, 5?
Yes. Honestly, 100 is very generous.
I thought
that's
so.
A lot of spins.
Yeah, but also it's a little bit of a way to like stop people from coming in if we're on a rush because people get excited and then there's a line forming outside. It's fine.
I think at this point, Koresh is.
I
was going to say, though, I think Koresh is going to start trying to squeeze past Oighear.
Trying to jump into one of the doors, or one of the slots in the door, rather. Let's do an acrobatics check with opposing acrobatics checks. Oighear, do one as well.
Okay.
I forgot my character stats
18.
for a second. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
No. Tell him to have 13.
Okay, so as you're sort of like trying to find a way to get into the double jump rope vibe, you're trying to like wait to jump in, and you just sort of, you jump in, get a little bit like hit by multiple doors, and you're just back out, and you're like, all right, well.
Granny will go over to the door, just put her giant foot in front of where the door goes. I'm sure it slams into her foot to a degree.
Do a strength check.
Ooh, oh.
Just a flat strength check.
Is Oighear going to be unstoppable?
A natural 19 for an 18.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a strength check as well from Oighear.
Ooh, it's gonna be rotten. Here we go. 6.
Perfect. As it comes to a alarming halt, Oighear, you sort of like jumble forward and find yourself against the door as it stops. Granny, you take 2 points of damage as your foot sort of cracks. Not breaking, but you can feel that was not comfortable. But you stop the door fully.
Sweetie, we're gonna get a table. We need everyone inside, though. If you can stop spinning, please.
Oighear, in a moment of just like full chaos, is just going to like look up and just fully hiss, and just like slump on the ground, just like all grumpy. The fun was ruined.
Yes, I know. We can pout about it later.
Or you can pout about it now. Whatever.
Can I come in yet?
Please. Come on in. Get on in here. The meat and magic is here for everyone.
And then also Oighear is going to be like extra grumpy. And instead of just walking in, they're going to like almost like backpack onto Koresh and just glare over at Granny because they're still upset that their fun was ruined.
Koresh, as Oighear comes to get onto your back, how do you react to this?
Because I'm so dizzy.
There is the utmost like urge to just throw them off, but taking a deep breath, remembering it's a contract, we're working together. This is what you wanted, Koresh. You wanted to work with more people. You wanted to get better at this. And just reluctance to the utmost T, allowing it to happen.
Oighear crawls onto your back as you guys enter the building. Kanna, are you entering?
Yeah, I'm kind of standing outside, like enjoying watching the chaos unfold. And then as I see Koresh finally go in, I'll filter in.
Okay. So as you guys filter in, you're met by the lovely little ringlet halfling. She looks up to you, and as you guys sort of just take a little profile of the room, let's build this together. We have several different tables, lots of sconces, a barred table, and Koresh, what else is in here? What else is in this tavern?
What time is it?
It's about evening. People would be starting to come in for dinner.
I would imagine it's very like that nice low lighting where you can still see stuff, but it's casting a beautiful light around. Seems that there would be a mix of people, definitely the just got off work crowd coming in for a nice meal and drink. The music is a good volume, not that too loud crap where you can't talk to each other. It's real nice. And yeah, just I feel like a good vibe. Just the kind of place you want to be after maybe a bad day of work.
Totally fair. And as you enter in, the vibes are indeed calm. There's people filtering in. There's a couple people who have taken up residence in all the big tables around the best ones, the big booths in the corners. And there's a couple people playing different games. You could tell they brought in their own games. There's also a couple darts and things around the room. There's like one group of, I would say, college-aged younglings that are not necessarily getting rowdy, but they've definitely ordered a pitcher and a couple glasses. So things could change. But the mixture in here is abundantly mixed. It is very, very fascinating to see a place that has every sort of kind of race in this world. And you know that this is just sort of a melting pot of a town. Being Maginville has very like robust and great advertisement to get people from all over the place, and it is indeed just full of tons of types of people. The lovely halfling brings you to sort of a long table in the center of the room. It seats about 8, but you have a couple extra seats next to you, and it's like a high off the ground stool situation. The tables are like thick wood. The floor is like a really nice patterned wood, like chevron style, and you can tell this place has some money that was put into it. It's run nicely. They have lots of staff. The lighting is great. The music is soft. They put some money into it. The table has like a nice tablecloth that sort of runs the middle. There's candles along the way, some flowers, and those tables are already set. Not your typical backroads tavern with mead stains and piss smell. It's a nice place. It's really, really cute and cozy. As you guys sit down, she puts the menus in front of you, and she goes, well, if you guys need anything, my name is Elizabeth Retha Mentolita, and did you not catch that? That's Elizabeth Retha Mentotita. Yeah? And I am here...
Elizabeth Retha Mentholtita?
Yeah, without the menthol.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm here to help.
Thank you.
And of course, if you need to, you just call me Eliza.
Eliza.
Thank you, Eliza.
Of course. Yes.
Before you run off, I don't know if we need to let you know this now. We were sent here, and she'll produce this document from Jupiter, to stay here at, I guess, Owella owns the inn. Is that something that we need to do now, or?
I can get this to her. That'd be totally fine. You guys get comfortable. Do you need waters, mead, wine? Do you have a preference?
I'll take a glass of wine.
All right.
Wine would be great.
Light or dark?
Oh, very
Mead.
dry and dark.
Dry and dark. Okay.
I'll do
for
mead.
me.
Okay. So looks to Oighear and Kanna.
Me.
Mead for me.
Mead, wine. Understood. I can get that for you, and I'll get this note to Owella. I'm not sure that she's quite here yet, but I'll check. If she's not, I'll come back and tell you. And she sort of reshifts her body as she puts like a tray underneath her arm and walks off. She goes back to the area, and you sort of sink into these seats. They're nice. They have little cushions on the top of them. They've been like stapled in on the sides. It's comfortable in here. But you guys are sort of left to your own table devices. There's waiters walking around, a couple other people in the area. More people are funneling in slowly.
He seems so nice.
She's so cute. I love her freckles.
Does the front door make any specific noise when people enter? Is there anything distinguished when people walk into this building?
Because you are particularly caring of things like that, you can roll a perception with advantage.
Thank you.
The door is just like not the same.
It
It's a new
used
door.
to.
It used to. 16.
So, as you were walking in, you do your sort of typical check for stability sounds and things like that. The door does make a small ticking noise as each of the doors pass this centerfold. You look and you see it's almost like one of those spinners that has a like a card in it, and as it hits, it makes a ticking noise. So it's almost like a counter, but it sounds small and like a little wood click. So you do notice that every single time that it spins, and then as you're walking in, the floor does creak a little bit. With at each step, you hear like a depression of the wood, and then it rebounds. Nothing too serious, but you do hear it.
Okay.
Granny's adjusting her glasses a lot, trying to look at this menu. I can't quite. It's so dark in here. I can't quite make out this menu. What are you getting, Emmy?
Emmy's muted, I think.
I am muted. Sorry. Hi. Let me see here. Are we doing like dinner? Are we doing like appetizers? Do we want something light? What are you thinking? Where are we at?
I really don't think we should take too terribly long, but I could do dinner. I'm fine with whatever. I'm peckish. I eat early usually, so typically when I would eat.
I mean, I think I'm probably gonna have the Caesar salad that's right here, but the fish also looks pretty good. Do you eat meat?
I do, yes.
Oh, okay. That's kind of surprising. Well, there is steak and potatoes right here, and there is also lasagna.
Oh.
None of that. What are you feeling?
I think I'll have the lasagna. That sounds lovely.
Kanna, what are you gonna have?
Kanna is not paying attention to anything that's happening. My eyes
Kanna.
are strictly on everything else around, and while Emmy is saying Kanna, I would like to make a perception check to gauge.
Kanna.
What are you looking for when you're doing this perception check?
People who might be looking at us a little more than curiously. Like,
Sure.
like aside from that typical curiosity that you mentioned.
Let's do an insight check rather than a perception check.
Cool.
I also think I'm gonna get the garlic breadsticks because
Why?
those sound really good too.
15.
Okay. As you're looking around, you're not getting any vibes that you're really being looked at, per se. There is a couple fellows that have gandered upon the table, and maybe whispered to each other and then looked back and then sort of went about their business. Nothing seeming like dark shadow person in the corner. Like, there's no sketch vibes going on. But you've noticed that you've been noticed, so people do know that you're here.
Okay.
Kanna.
No one that, I guess, aside from like the shady part, no one that just looks like they're particularly interested.
Not that you
right?
can see.
Okay, Emmy, what?
Kanna, what are you gonna eat? We're trying to figure out what we're gonna have.
We are eating? I thought we were just here to get a room and then we are going. Why are we sitting here to eat?
Cause there's food.
There's also so many hours in the day. And your stores are going to close if we are not fast.
Yeah, but
Do
Granny.
you still want
Granny's.
to go shopping? Wasn't Granny?
I mean,
We could
if
just
I
do
have to make
appetizers.
choices, it's okay. I'd want to do what you want to do. What do you want to do?
She just collects herself for a second. I think we should take care of business before it gets too late. But if the group wants to sit here and eat, we shall sit here and eat.
I wonder if we should ask anyone if they know the people that we're supposed to go see, because like they might not even be home.
Ira's just gonna like completely interrupt the conversation. They're having the menu like this, and then they're gonna
Holding
be
it
like,
right in front of
Ira
your
would
face.
like the fish.
Leaving the menu right back up. Amazing.
Waitress isn't even there.
It's just the moment of just like hearing what the conversation is about, but just exclaiming fish. Fish is on the minds.
Noted.
Do we
I mean-
all want to go talk to these guards? I mean, that seems a little out there if all of us walk up to them and start asking questions.
Kind of like a 5v1 situation.
Yeah, they might be a little scared to answer anything if a group comes after them.
That's a good point. Koresh, why don't we go together and they can sit here and eat?
Group decision, but I'm not against it.
As you say that, the waitress comes back and she says, "Mead, mead, mead, wine, wine, here you go!" And she places a mead in front of everybody and a wine in front of Granny and Koresh. What do we eat?
Thank you, Eliza.
Of course!
I think I'm gonna do the chicken Caesar salad.
Okay.
Oh, and garlic bread.
Okay. I can do that.
Thank you.
I'll have a small piece of the lasagna, please.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it was just me, too, so that's really good.
And I was going to hold the menu down like this. I would like the fish.
With your
And then
eyes
they're-
just popping
The
over.
tail is just going to be like wagging like excitedly because they're like so excited to have fish.
Do you want it fried or do you want it baked?
I was going to look at the waitress because I feel like with where they're from, they don't really know what that is. They're just like used to like put fish on stick, put fish over fire, eat fish. So they're just going to.
Well, you got that headlights look. That magic. All right, well, I think you should try fried. It's good. It's really good. Oella's favorite, actually.
Fish.
And you too? Looking at Koresh, Kanna.
I'm
Nothing
fine
for
with
me,
just the
please.
wine.
Just wine? Okay, okay. Do you want the complimentary bread?
Yes.
Take it. It's actually bread that once left out for 24 hours becomes hard enough to last for a week.
Define last for a week.
Well, some adventurers come through here and we like to provide them rations, but we don't make food that doesn't, like, we don't make food that, like, goes old, so it just sort of dries. In a good way.
Is it still edible?
Yeah, you just put water on it.
Oh.
Oh,
Dehydrated.
interesting.
Magic bread.
Magic
Okay.
bread. I love it. This is a great place. This is the only place you can find this, too. At least that's what I think. Anyway, what are you having? Looking at Kanna.
I'll have the magic bread.
All right. 2 garlics, 1 Caesar, 1 fish, 1 lasag. All right, I can do that. I'll be right back.
Eliza, I have a question real
Yes,
quick.
yes. She
I have a
turns.
question. So, when we were walking up, we heard something about like there's like a show going on in town tonight. Do you know
Oh.
anything about that?
Yes, there's a traveling bard group, and I don't know their name, but they come through here every so often, about twice a year, and they play some shows. They do like renditions of adventurer stories, or they do love stories, but they have the whole makeup with like music and costumes. It's actually really fun. A lot of people bring their kids though, and I hate those, so I just don't go.
Do you know where they have it at?
Yeah, down south, right at the entrance, you can find the ticket booth. It's like a big little, that's not real. It's like a little, what do they have at those circuses when they bring them? It's like a tent, that's what it is. They have a little tent, and then they got a little ticket booth, and then once you go through the tent, it goes through, the coolest thing, it goes through a dimension door, and it brings you to their pocket. It's very cool.
That sounds so cool.
Very cool.
Do you guys want? Do you guys want to go to that? I know we like have to work. Are you guys just like super work? Or are you like work fun balance?
Just like work.
I mean, I'm not opposed to a little bit of fun, as long as we get our main tasks done at least.
What task are you
Agreed.
guys doing? Well, I'm not supposed to ask, but I'm just
Just
curious.
none of your business, darling.
I will. Neither is anything else anyone else says here, but I hear a lot. She like taps her head.
Ooh.
Couple times.
I would love to hear what you hear sometime.
Oh, some drama. I do like drama,
Yeah.
but Oella needs me. I gotta go fill out the paperwork for you. Gotta stay here. So later, I'll get your order in, get that out. You'll be Eddie is gonna bring it out, and that's all I got. All right. And she like turns around and she.
Thank you.
If you
Thank
need anything,
you.
just ask for Eliza Von, Retha Von, Mantalita.
Of course.
So one of us is going to talk to her, correct?
Yeah.
Emmy, it should be you.
I'm totally down to do that later. Like, cause like right now she's working, so you know, maybe after. It sounds like a couple drinks and like hangout situation. Chat.
And like immersion break moment.
Yeah.
I feel like Emmy would be the kind of person where they do investigation. Like everyone else like will like interrogate people, but Emmy will just like sit down and be like, "Spill the tea, sis."
So what's up?
I'm here for it.
What's happening?
So as you guys are sitting at the table, a couple groups come in. There's a group of knights, essentially. They're wearing the sigil of Magi Vale, and they seem to be like town guards that come in. And as they come in, everyone can make a perception check.
Okay.
Or an insight, whichever one you would like to do.
Neither are good.
They're both the same.
I'll
11.
do an insight.
Okay?
Which
Okay,
is
I'm doing my
about 10 for me,
insight because
too.
I nat one perception.
Not once.
20, 21 for insight.
Okay.
Ayer's still dizzy from the doors apparently.
21 per insight. Does anyone got higher than 21?
Mm-mm.
Anyone do
Not
perception?
Mm-mm.
Even.
Oh, I only rolled one, but
Mm-mm.
Okay. So,
Am I re-rolling
as you guys
for
are looking around, as you guys are looking around, you see that a sudden sort of emotional shift happens. People who were once like loudly laughing are now sort of like turning their bodies in a away stance towards the guards as they walk in, and they sort of crowd. They start covering parts of their faces, and everyone sort of is feeling uncomfortable. There's just a general sense of unease as they enter. However, the guards come in, and there's 3 of them. One of them is a dwarf, one of them is as tall as a Goliath, but he has full armor on, so you're unsure of what he actually is. And then one of them is a human for as you can see, they have rounded ears. And as they walk in, taking their helmets off and putting them on their sides, they all have just this stoic, annoyed eyebrow furrow. They look around, take deep breaths in. And as they start walking towards the back of the room, they pass you guys' table. These 2 halflings that were playing a board game in the back, they pick up their board game and move to the next table, and the guards sit at that table. So those of you who made an insight, you could tell they come in, they sit at the same place every time, and they might be assholes. The general vibe. But now every
Lovely.
table in the tavern is about full. About 30, 45-ish minutes have passed since you guys sat, chatted, got drinks, and put your order in. Slowish service, but time is but an illusion. And the darkness outside is just barely going down. You'd say it's about 6 o'clock, non-daylight savings time, so it's not midnight at 4 p.m. So
It's
the sun is
summer
just
hours all
barely
year.
going down, yeah. So evening is hitting, people are coming in, people with families are leaving, or going up to their rooms, things like that.
Is that guard table, are they just like conversing? They're just talking to each other?
They sit down, one of them like, almost like bullying each other in this like bro-like fashion. One of them like pulls the chair out from his other friend. He's like, like just boisterous, annoying. They clank their gear off, and they like, they're loud and taking up
That's the guards?
space. The guards, yeah. They're taking up space and not in a comfortable way.
Can we hear what they're saying?
You can roll a perception check while the rest of your group is chatting.
Yeah, I feel like in response to all this like uncouth behavior, for lack of a better word, Oighear is going to like look over, kind of like do like a disgusted look, tuck their ears down so they don't have to hear all of that, and then start lapping up their meat.
Just leaning forward.
Like,
Perfect. What
I
was your
rolled a
roll?
dirty 20.
Wow, look at you.
Nice.
So as you're listening, they're talking, like one of them starts saying that, one of them is just, well, you know, head honcho was getting on my ass. It's like, we don't talk about work here. And they sort of like push each other. Where's Eliza? And they like reach out and Eliza comes scurrying over, but already has beers in hand. They haven't even made an order. And they're like huge steins. She like puts them in front of her and her voice being nice and bubbly with you all has softened to a point where you can't hear what she's saying. She's being really quiet and respectful. And she gives them a bow as she leaves, which is not something that she's done to any of the other tables. And they sort of hush their tones as they're drinking. One of them, the dwarf specifically, chugs his entire drink and slams it on the table. And he says, Eliza! Just smashes his drink on the table. And Eliza comes scurrying back. Her attention has been taken, unfortunately. And as you guys are sitting at the table, a hunchbacked green ogre-like individual, potentially like a half ogre, half human, very interesting fellow, full green, has like a hairy back. He comes with a chef apron on, and he's carrying you guys' food, and he puts a little tray out next to the table and puts his tray on top of his tray holder, and he goes, "Who's got the lasagne?" Like picks it up, places it on the table.
That's me.
Good, I made it today. Salad.
Me. Thank you, Eddie.
Good, yep. And the rest of the stuff. He puts it on the table.
While he's placing stuff down on the
Yeah.
table, I kind of want to lean towards him a little bit and just... So, gesturing towards the guard table, what's their deal, friend?
They deal with a lot. We don't meddle. They make it our problem when we meddle. Kuro sort of leans in closer to you.
I'm sorry, they said
They make it
our
our
problem?
problem when we meddle.
Is Eliza safe over there?
Yeah, she's a strong gal. I have her as top waitress for a reason. He like picks up his tray. Tip her. He points. You can tell he's being playful, but he sort of picks up the tray table and the tray and he walks back and he goes, you can hear him in the back shouting orders. There's more people back there cooking.
I'm assuming that was Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Granny's
I
gonna
called him Eddie and he
start
didn't correct
eating
me,
the
so I'm
food.
assuming it's Eddie.
Yeah,
Same.
said yep.
Chomping. Did I get my garlic bread?
You did. Yes, the bread has been placed on the table. I love doing this thing in my games where people roll D100s. And this allows you to sort of create your character's food palette, interest palette. So with everything that you eat, if you care to, especially at restaurants and things like that, roll a D100. I want to know how much you like it.
How do I roll a D100 without a D100?
The 2% dies.
Yeah, 2d10s.
Also, before I roll my 100 for whether I like it or not, Oighear's gonna grab their plate, get their napkin, set up the moment, tuck the napkin in, but then immediately go back to eating, like lapping it up like a cat.
So, Granny rolled a 5. So what about lasagna do you not like? Is it pasta, tomato sauce, meat? What is it about that Granny doesn't like?
I think Granny likes lasagna, but it's one of those things where she likes her lasagna.
I
And
see.
Eddie's using like too much fennel in it and it's overpowering it, and she just can't handle this like type of seasoning that's being used. Maybe it's something she hasn't had even before or something, but it's just something with the seasoning is very off-putting to her. It could be part of it is just not hers. But
Sure.
Canned tomato sauce didn't get seasoned. It's just straight out of can.
well, it's certainly not my lasagna, but it's here.
So, rolled a 94.
Okay, you love fried fish.
So, Oighear is going to be, like, completely just, like, full gremlin on the fish. And, like, how cats, like, get their, like, the big, like, widened irises when they, like, are in love with something. At this point, oblivious to everything that's going on, it's just a romance between mouth and the fish. That's it.
Yeah, 94.
So I laughed so hard. I was playing it like cat obsessed with fish, haha, stereotype. And then I rolled it. And I was like, well, I gotta commit to the stereotype.
I would say like 90 to 100 is within favorite food range. So yeah, totally. You and fried fish has become one. And now on your adventures, you're gonna be like, can we fry it? Like. What did you roll,
Just
Emmy?
expect me at some point to like have Oighear ask people to pay in fried fish.
What'd you get?
I
Emmy?
got a 50 for my salad, but an 81 for my garlic bread.
Amazing. Okay, okay. So the bread's pretty good.
She's having an okay time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's garlic bread.
I think Granny moves to just eating some of your garlic bread. She starts picking it up.
Koresh, Kanna, how do you guys feel about the garlic bread?
I don't know if I had garlic bread, but I got a 14 for the wine, so
Okay.
apparently it's just toilet wine to me.
Meh.
I didn't roll for
You
mead.
should roll for that.
It's
yeah.
meh.
Oh yeah, I didn't roll for the meat.
Oh, I got an 83 for my mead.
45
It's
for
not
me.
bad.
It's
Oighear's
okay.
not a beer person.
It's
I
a
got
little
a
too
32
happy.
for my wine.
Okay. It's cheap wine. You can tell.
Yeah.
It gets the job done, but it has that like aftertaste of alcohol on the wine.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
great.
fine. It's $8 wine from Walmart sort of thing.
Yeah.
Box wine.
Box wine, exactly.
Slap the bag.
Kanna,
always
what
a
did
time
you,
and place
Kanna, what'd
for
you
it.
roll for your garlic bread and mead?
I got a 16 for the bread. I don't like their bread. It
Not a
tastes
fan.
like bread.
It's like sourdough.
edible. It's edible. And then a 42 for the mead. So it's
Okay.
it's
Oh,
mead.
I'm the only one having a good
Yeah, you're
time
having a
here.
great time.
I'm having a decent time. I'm having a good
great
enough time.
Y'all are just like, this is just another day at Olive Garden. I'm over here and I was like, this is 5-star primo.
So, as you guys are sort of finishing your mediocre meal, Eliza finally makes her way back around the time that you guys are done. And she brings back the papers and a couple keys. She goes, Oella said, and her voice is softened, and you can just sort of hear the change of tone within her, and she doesn't seem nervous or anything, but it's almost as if she's new. Like, this is not the same person that was presenting. Oella said that she only has 3 rooms tonight, but all those rooms have 2 beds. Is that okay?
Sure, we can
Me and
figure out a
Kanna
way
can
to split that
definitely
up.
share. Or Granny. We can have a sleepover.
Yeah,
Oighear will
I mean,
immediately just like
no.
grab Koresh's arm and do this.
You just grab onto him. That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. We should have someone checking out later, but whenever you guys are checking back in, I can let you know if they've already gone. We just want to flip the rooms enough times before, no bugs, no anything. Make sure everything's all clean. So, and make sure no one left any traps. That's happened before too. It's been so weird, but we just want to make sure it's safe and comfy. Inside all the rooms is a locked chest. You guys can place your stuff in there. No one will go through it, and if they do, don't worry, we'll get them. And the windows have locks. The wardrobe has a lock, and under the bed there is a little cage cage that you can put your shoes in. You put anything. Just make yourself at home. I don't know. I know you guys only stay in one night, but just make yourself at home.
I appreciate that. I mean,
Amy,
you
why
look
don't you stay with
concerned.
Did you say there's a cage
Yeah, it's like
for
a
your
shoe.
shoes?
It's like a shoe locker. Yeah. It holds in the scent. We had some people come in who aren't the most cleanly, and while there's baths in each room, that's another thing. There's mirrors, baths, sinks, and loos, and everything's private. And you have curtains. There's also a door, yeah, some people are just not very cleanly and they don't use them. So, you know, we do our best to make sure that it doesn't get gross. She like nods as if like she's smelt nasty feet before and is like, I'm happy this is the new situation.
Ire will look to Eliza and say, "You not need worry about Ire. Ire no wear shoes," and I'll just stick out a single paw foot.
Yeah, much like most of your folks, and you guys are all so clean anyway. We do also have a dander bath if you guys don't prefer water for your skin. That is, however, there's only one and it is communal, but I mean you don't get naked in those anyway. But yeah, whatever you prefer. And if you need anything, let me know. The food is on us. The drinks were on us. I hope it was okay. And yeah, if you come in after hours, you go through the back door. The back door, the code is... oh shoot, I forgot the code. Give me 1 second. She runs back, sort of scurries away. Coming back moments later, and she says, the code is 5120. But...
The hours.
We'll be closing the doors here in like 4 hours. What time is it? She like looks outside. Oh, actually, I've got several hours. I think you might be able to make it back. You know what? I don't want to tell you what to do with your time. If the sun is gone, just assume the door is closed.
Okay.
All right. Can I get you guys anything else?
When are you off? Are you...
Tonight.
Is it...
I don't stay tonight. Actually, Emanuela is coming in tonight. She's taking the night shift, but...
Okay, if there's a time that you could possibly speak with us, after the guests over there leave, we'd like to, but if not, that's fine.
I'm happy to. I'll stay after my shift for about 30 minutes, if that's all right.
Okay.
I do have kids, so I gotta make them up. So.
Oh,
But yeah.
we appreciate that.
All right.
I
that
thought you
sounds
didn't
good.
like kids.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. All right.
Just your own. Oh, okay.
Nope, no children. All right. And she like very seriously said that, but in a joking tone. But you could tell she doesn't like her children, or the fact that she maybe potentially liked children at one point and no longer does.
Yeah.
She sort of leaves you to your business. You know that the food has been paid for, and she just goes about. You can see she just stops at a table a couple tables away from you and just continues her job.
Well, I'm certainly done with my food. If we wanted to head out.
Did we
Yes,
want to do this as a whole group thing? Did we want to split this up?
2 guards, right? And they live different places.
Right.
So
Or
we
they
could,
live
we
in the
could
same
split
place.
in half. Well, no, one is in room 7 and one is in house 10.
I'm
Sorry, that was over table.
Oh, but like, do we know that their places are near each other?
I thought they were the same place.
They're not the same place.
Okay.
One's like some sort
I
of
should fix that.
apartment-y type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, room 7 and house 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought one place, house 10, room 7,
House
and house
10.
10.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
okay.
Yes.
So
Ire
maybe-
is going to go up to Kanna and say, "New friends, we have not done much together. If you go to one place, I shall go with you."
That was said
Okay.
to Kanna?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, will you come with us? Koresh, you still coming with me?
Yeah, I guess we That way we can make sure we're not heading over to one person later than the other or get them when they're asleep.
This way, Emmy, you can take Granny and go shopping.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say
Okay.
it.
If you guys have the guards covered, yeah. Do you guys need anything?
Yes, actually. We are going out in the morning. Could you possibly see if there are any potions? Any potions of healing?
Okay.
Anything else?
And maybe some snacks.
Oh, sorry.
Some snacks?
Yeah, some snacks.
Yes. Do you prefer like sweet snacks or salty snacks?
Sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aya's eyes are gonna go wide again. Just look at Emmy, dead set. Fried.
I don't know if that'll travel super well, but I'll see what I can find.
Any other requests?
I had to commit myself to this hyperfixation.
Unless you can produce more pocket candy, Granny.
I certainly can always do that. Do you want one before we split up?
Sure.
Okay, let me see what I've got. Opens her little purse and digs around and pulls out a little chocolate mint, like the after dinner mint type thing.
And Andy's man.
And Andy's.
It hands it to you.
Thank you, Granny.
Of course. Anyone else? I've got a couple left here.
You might need one for your toe.
Oh, it's fine. I'll rub a candy on it later if I need to.
Okay then, where should we meet back before we split up? Back here in a couple hours, or I don't know how long it's going to take to talk to these guards.
Either meet back here or meet at the show. If you guys want to go to the show.
I suppose
I'm not going to lie, I don't want to go.
Yeah, just kind of a 1,000-yard stare from Koresh.
I'm gonna look up and go.
Alright.
I don't think Koresh wants to go either.
Aya will almost like grab the like underarm, grab both like friends with Kanna and Koresh, and be like, "We will meet you there after." Just fully volunteering them.
Wonderful.
Great.
If it
Have
gets
fun.
too late, though, we'll just head back here.
Okay.
I want to leave a tip for her,
Okay.
but I want to make sure she gets it.
Okay.
Because I don't super trust.
You can
That
always
she
give it
would.
to her after work when we're supposed to meet
Yeah,
her.
but I don't want her to think she didn't get it.
That's fair. So you look around the room. She is just a few tables away, and she was just placing some drinks down, and she seems to be in her usual delightful self, but in a softer tone. Sorry, I just started
Okay.
hearing drums. It creeped me out with the music. It was just an addition that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, so she passes by. She doesn't like acknowledge you, but she sort of begins to walk by the table.
Eliza,
Yes.
I just wanted to give you this, and I'll give her, I guess, a gold piece.
So that's fine. You can. I'm just gonna reiterate the money system in the game is very much like 1 gold is $1,000 US.
1,000?
About $1,000.
Okay. I'll give her.
Do it now. Do it. Do it.
I'll give her 1 silver. Then is that 100?
That's about $100. Yeah.
Okay. That's more what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I will also put in 1 silver in that.
Oh my god. Dang. All right. Okay.
I would give her 1 gold.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
High roller.
I'm giving
Only
nothing
because Ira,
I
even though
don't
like
know how it
hyperfixates.
That's okay. You're like
Because even though Iris
tipping.
was still hyperfixated on the fish,
What the heck is that?
still remembers how crappy those guards were.
Yeah.
And just heavy tipper, just like, sorry, I have to deal with them. There you go, sis.
So you guys give her about 1 gold and 2 silver, and her eyes widen. Are you sure?
You gave us very good service, and you guys all covered our meals and our stay. I feel like we should tip you something, and Ire seems to really have enjoyed their meal. So I don't know if that's. You said that the food doesn't go bad, and you can just add water to it later. Is that something that
Yes.
works for the fish as well?
We can do that. Yeah, I can get Eddie to make something.
If we
You
could
have
a few of
introduced Ire
those.
to fried fish. Fried fish is Ire's favorite thing.
Yeah, I can do that, and we can have it ready by the morning. I can do that. I'll definitely split this with the staff and make sure that Oella gets her share and everything. Like, this is helping. You're gonna make this place so much nicer than it already is. This is really so kind. I appreciate you. I'll be able to buy my children some new clothes, and this is too much information. But thank you. And she just like a really deep like bow while holding it in front of her face. And you could tell she's embarrassed, but also like really, really thankful and unable to say how much so.
I think hearing that it's for clothes, I'm gonna take out a silver and give it to her and say, it's for the clothes.
Oh gosh, okay. You all look too nice. I hope your adventures go as well as they can. I know that we get lots of adventurers coming through here only once. I do hope that you come through more than twice. So, yeah, we'll have a room for you every time. I appreciate this so much. Like, shakes it in front of her, and she sort of like scurries to the back. You hear her go, Eddie! in the back of the room.
Does that kind of coin catch the attention of the guards at all? Like in a...
Roll an insight check.
While that happens, immersion break. Sorry. She's just like, fashion. Fashion.
It's for the clothes.
15.
You kind of note, you're like, we've been sussing out these guards for a moment. I'm gonna look at them. They're looking directly at all of you. And they sort of nod as they notice you looking at them as well. And they sort of look at you, they give you a little bro-ish, like, head nod. Just the one single upward, like, huh.
I'll flash them a... Not necessarily an intimidating toothy grin, but you know, kind of the like, I also know you're looking back at me.
They sort of flash the same energy back, given like pleasantries, but they're really not real sort of smile. And they tip up their beer, sort of give you that toothy grin back, and they're like, okay. Interesting. Noted,
I'll
essentially.
hold up the wine glass and assholes.
Kanna's gonna look at them as they're looking at her, and she's just gonna go stick her finger up her nose and just go.
One of the guards sort of looks and furrows his brow, and they point and like nod to each other and sort of give each other a little conversation, but it doesn't seem to have riled them up in anything.
I think if the meat is starting to hit, and get the dwarven guard. just a little one. And then be bashful and run away.
Okay, one
Like start
second.
leaving, because we're done.
Where
right?
are your standards? We could find you
In her
someone much
fashion.
better.
In her fashion.
I think the meat is just taking over. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Granny, she is a lightweight. Don't pay any mind. It doesn't mean anything.
Ire, okay, can I roll can I roll an investigation to help me figure out how I'm gonna play this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, a 13. Okay. So with knowing that I kind of am picking up a little bit of what's going on, I'm going to look at the group, look at the guards, do like a awkward wave, and just kind of start walking towards the exit.
Okay. So Ire's the first person to sort of walk towards the exit. Is everyone else walking? Or getting up?
Oh, I definitely started heading that way too.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Like right after
wink.
the little
and
wink.
like leave. Yeah.
If I rolled below a 10, because I wanted to do both things, like the awkward, like I'm kind of getting what's being put down,
Mm-hmm.
and then the wave. And if I rolled below 10, I was gonna do like I just said like don't be like. Are we waving to them? Are we saying hi to them?
No, I love that. I love when people make decisions like that. Okay, cool. So the group sort of heads out. The guards have clocked you at this point. They didn't come up to you. They didn't cause any trouble or anything, but there's definite like nods of we see this and you're noticed. And Koresh specifically would clock all that information up in your head. The rest of you being well, a little tipsy-ish, made some moves and headed out for the evening, and you sort of walk back out of the cozy tavern.
Really quick before, would Granny have been first off through the door, or how far back would have Granny been?
Probably kind of pushing Emmy out of the tavern at this point to get her away from trying to hit on these asshole guards. So relatively quickly out, I guess.
Okay. Alright.
So you guys find yourself back on the road. It's been about an hour since you entered, so the sun is still up. It's above the buildings. You can still see everything around. Sconces are being lit on outsides of houses, so it is dusk-ish. Getting to be darker, but not dark, not nighttime. You don't see any more children around. They seem to have hit their bedtime. And there's more people dressed in these really nice clothing. Sort of heading out, people arm in arm. There's a few couples that are just kind of conversing on the side of the road. You can see this one guy passing by and he like licks his hand, moves his hair to the side, and he's like, I'm not gonna fuck this up, I'm not gonna fuck this up. He's like saying it out loud as he passes you, and you can hear it like softening as he walks past, and you know he's gonna go pick up someone maybe. And there's a couple people walking their dogs, just common dogs, and they have about 3 dogs on leashes, all huge, Great Dane-sized dogs, and they're doofy and cute and walking with them, and they sort of like come up and sniff and look at you all and just kind of get pulled away. And so there's a bustling to the town, but it's not in the direction of you. Everyone's living their own lives.
Does the general vibe of the people like that I would assume are heading to the show, do they all seem to be just dressed really nicely?
They all
like,
do seem
like
to be
it's
dressed.
a fancier.
Everyone that you've seen heading that direction is wearing very nice clothes, like suits and dresses. Okay. Whether that's the clothing requirement, you're not sure. Dress code, but you're not, like, no one has said anything.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we'll split up here and meet back either at the show if we're early enough, but if not, here, so we can talk to Eliza, hopefully. I think she'll stay.
She'll wait for Emmy for sure.
She'd wait for Granny for sure.
Yeah.
Or Oighear, yeah.
Oighear really went out above.
That's true.
Oighear is big tipper. Oighear be popular.
Sure, you did tip a gold, Aya.
Right, fish. Why would Oighear not tip big? This is life-changing news. Oighear grab fish, cook fish over a flame, but you can fry fish. How do you fry?
You use oil and you get it very, very hot, and then you take the fish and you put it into a mixture of flour and some other things, and then you put it in the very hot oil and it crisps it up and makes it crunchy. It's a bit more involved, I guess, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad she recommended it to you. You did seem to really love it. I wish I loved my meal as much.
Oighear has learned many fantastic things about magic, but Oighear, will commit this to memory most.
We also seem to have drawn the attention of those guards with all that coin being flashed around.
They're an unusual group, I guess. I haven't noticed since we've been here until then that there seems to be some animosity between. I'm not sure if it's all the guards or just those three and the citizens. But it didn't seem like we could really ask about it.
True. Seems very hush-hush. I want to know why everybody is so intimidated by these guards. It's supposed to be a nice town, no?
We could try talking to them.
The guards?
Yeah.
Oighear does not feel comfortable talking to rude guards while they are, what's the word, inebriated.
Truth.
There. One of them also said they were having a bad day or something, so I don't know.
Maybe
You
we
can talk
could
to them if you'd like to, but they a little rough and tumble for me.
Above table, Jen, the guards that were tied to the room where the artifacts were, is this the same type of guards, or are they, like, dressed differently?
You essentially were interacting with town guards inside the tavern and museum security at the museum.
Okay.
They were wearing different clothes, but they did have the same sigil.
Okay.
What does that sigil look like? Have we seen it, or would we know by this point?
I don't think I explained it last time. It is a no, I explained the sigil on the
Isn't
stage
snake on
class
it?
is what it was. There is a snake. Yeah, it is a snake with a sword sort of going through, and it has a rose.
Yes.
So
Almost
I
like the
don't-
Caduceus staff, but with a sword instead of a
Yes.
staff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It could be looking more into it than need to, but I could talk to them, not to keep wanting to split things, but I don't know. It seems interesting that the air changed as much as it did when they walked in.
Oighear believes if anyone should speak to the guards, it should be Koresh, because big and tall and buff and not small cat person who gets intimidated between conversations with non-tabaxi. Yeah.
True. And
I'd
for it,
be
if you
fine
feel
waiting.
up to it.
Yeah, I could go talk to them while some shopping, and our other two friends here seem more than capable. They can go talk to some guards and I can catch up to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Just don't get yourself into too much trouble with them.
There's a
Don't
little bit
lose
of a
if you have to
grin
fight
that
them.
pops up from that.
I'll make fun of you if you lose a fight, so don't lose.
Granny's gonna hand you a candy just in case you get a little hurt. She digs out one, and it's like a fruit breezer cough drop. Like if you know they want to punch a little to show how dominant they are. I don't know. If you needed to eat it.
I appreciate it.
Shall we then?
Yeah. Shopping.
Time's ticking.
Okay.
I'll
So
put my
do I
arm
undo-
out now, just as Emmy seems to keep going for it. So just reflexively.
I was saying, because how tall are you? Oh, you're 6'3", so you're taller than me. So
So if I understand correctly, Koresh, you're going back inside to speak with the guards. Granny and Emmy are going shopping, and Oighear and Kanna, you guys are going to go head to the houses / apartments, and Koresh is going to meet you later. Understood. Okay, I'm going to roll a d3. We're going to see which group goes first. 1, Koresh, you go inside. So, as the group splits off, you sort of have a little downtime to think about what you're doing in the meantime before you get there? Koresh, you turn back around, go back through the spinning doors, and Eliza pops up from the bar. She was like grabbing some glasses. She forget something.
I would think at this point, like almost as he's walking through the door, the air around him kind of changes a bit from the not stoic, whatever serious nature that he's been having so far to someone who is not plain drunk, but definitely someone who is more open to just being more open, not giving such a like an air of don't talk to me.
Okay.
And he'll walk up and probably order another drink and yeah, I thought your guard friends over there caught my attention just a little bit, so.
Oh, did you walk up to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. She kind of leans over the bar, and you could tell she had to get on a step stool in order to lean over the bar to get closer to you. She goes, why?
I find it very interesting. Everyone seemed to lose the fun a little when they walked in.
She kind of like tisks her teeth. She looks back to the kitchen. I'll be right back. Don't move. She like walks to the back, and you can hear some mumbling between her and Eddie and a couple other voices. A pot clangs all over the kitchen, and she comes back and she presses her skirt down. And she goes, "You can come back here, sir," in like a normal customer service voice. We'll get you met up with the chefs real quick so you could give them that compliment that you wanted to. And she gives you like a real
my
quick.
friends' meals, they loved it. They thought it was incredible, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. We don't give many compliments. And she said it like super loud, and you hear like some laughter through the area. The bards pick up the music. It's a bit louder.
I'll follow.
And you walk back to the kitchen. The kitchen is a nice kitchen. It has like metal, wooden objects. It has like stoneware, and as well as like a big Dutch oven and all sorts of stuff. It's really nice. They can make anything in here, much like a variety cooking place where they actually make all the food. There's different chefs at different prepping stations. A few of them don't regard you at all. As if they just are doing their work. They're here to make money, and they're just doing their thing. They're making bread. They're going back and forth. They're talking to each other in what languages do you speak?
So this is what I was confused with.
Sure.
So when I was creating the character, it was saying that like orc was I'm supposed to know multiple languages, but it was counting orc as one of my like I learned it language, but I felt that was weird because I speak orc.
I would say that you speak orc and you learned common is sort of the back and forth there, and those both should be on your list.
Yeah, so that's what I have, but I was confused. Whatever. It was something else that confused me, but it's all good. So yeah, orc and common.
Okay, so they're speaking to each other in a language you don't understand, and they're not about anything. You can tell they're talking about food, at least contextually, with like holding up onions and things like that. Eddie is hunched over like a big boiling soup, and he's stirring it, and he's mumbling to himself, and Eliza like closes a little sheet between the kitchen and the bar. And she turns and she goes, so what questions do you have about the guards? I know you're not from here. I just don't want you meddling too much because they aren't like corrupt. They're just mean. Like, no laws are broken, nothing's weird. They're just kind of mean. But what questions do you have?
Funny because people keep mentioning the meddling. What have you all done to them to make you all so scared of meddling?
As you say that, Eddie just starts coughing, like as a fake cough. He's and she says while he's coughing, she's like, well, we had someone who was stealing from the till here, and they were trying to buy off the guards so that they could use our place as like a meeting area, but we didn't know about it. So the guards come in here every day because they're trying to catch us in some sort of like conspiracy or whatever, but we don't have any secret meetings. There's nothing happening here that's like danger, but anytime that someone's coming around, especially new people, they always show up. They always show up.
Can I do an insight just because I want to roll? See,
Sure.
Try to get a heads or tails about this.
So what are you trying, like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for nervousness? Are you looking for, what are you looking for?
A little bit, because it seems like I just want to see if the person I'm talking to is necessarily actually the person. Like, it seems to be she's continuing putting on her I'm outside the kitchen persona, and I want to see if she's continuing that or
Okay.
Yeah,
because you've seen two perceptions of her in one night. Yeah, totally. You can roll an insight.
Fuck me. 11, 12.
Okay, so pretty easily you can tell that she's being as genuine as you would know from a stranger, and she doesn't seem nervous. She's not pausing to think about what she's saying. She's not sweating. She's not shifting eyes. She's looking at you directly and she's answering your questions, but she's also giving not as much information that you probably would want. But
And what was the last thing she said to me? Sorry.
she said, oh, anytime that someone new comes in, they always show up.
Ah, so they're here tonight because of us?
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure, but like anytime that someone new is in town, whether it's for the Mages Guild or whether it's for the school or whether it's for traveling, they just always show up. They're ever since that that person came through and they were trying to buy our area to work their businesses, they just assume that everyone's involved. It's not that we are, and it's not that we're hiding anything. It's just that they just assume we're all bad, and it's caused a lot of tension.
What happened to the person that was stealing?
They've been in jail for 4 moons, I think. I haven't heard anything about their release, and there's been no death orders, and the criers haven't said anything about it, so I think they're just in jail still.
Well, then what better way to get these guards off your back than to make friends with them? And there's gonna be that grin of like, not hitting on, but definitely like, I got this, and also like I'm got the confidence it'll be fine. Just trying to put that air onto her of like, I'm not gonna do anything horrible, but definitely people I want to talk to.
She looks at you and her eyes go wide, and she's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but just like, I don't know. They're just kind of mean, and they've been a little jail happy. I mean, they're not gonna like wrongfully imprison you or anything, because like the justice system here is fine, but like they're just mean. That's all I could say. That's all I could say.
Well, it'll be fun. And then I'm gonna, because we all have 50 gold, right?
Yes. You
I'm going
prepaid
to
50 gold.
Pull out a gold coin, roll it between the fingers, a little bit of flair, and then hold it out for her.
She like blushes. And she's like, I don't want to ask about your adventures, but you're definitely making me interested. She like claps her hands delicately over the gold, and she's like, this is so kind. I really like, oh, Eddie. And he just goes, huh. He's like, well, fancy, but thanks. And he walks over.
Wonderful.
Sort of
then
pats
who
you on the back.
can hand me a glass of wine? I have new friends to go make.
Well, I can do that. Stacy, and a little gnome-ish girl in the same plaid outfit, same dress. She comes out from like a break room or something, and she's like, I wasn't listening. Well, now it sounds like you were listening, so I wasn't listening. It's fine. Like, wine, what kind? She like just goes to the bar at the front, and she opens up the curtain between the bar and the kitchen.
Well, I have never had a meal that was that good. I heard the lasagna was absolutely incredible, and you all should really, really just share that to the town of how good the lasagna is here.
Well, we definitely will, sir, so thank you so much. Like, sort of doesn't push you out, but she's like scooching you and then closes the door, and you can hear them sort of mumbling again. And Stacy the gnome, she's a cute little another curly-haired girl, but she has her hair in a little bun on her head, and she's got no makeup on and no glasses, and she's just a darker toned gnome. She like brings you white and red because you didn't answer, so she goes,
Yeah.
here's both on a tray. That's good. I wasn't listening.
Boop. Just take both of them and start walking towards that table.
All right. As you're walking towards the table, we will cut to Granny and Emmy headed down the street. You guys pass by many different places of purchase. You pass, the first place is an apothecary shop, and it's called Mary's Wonders. It has like this green tinted window, and has a bunch of like shelving units that are like kind of made of plastic, and they're holding up different vials of different materials, and these jars that are like almost just constantly moving with the substances inside. And you see inside there's just a lady behind the counter like flipping through a large page, writing some notes down. She has a really large hat on, so you can't see any details of this woman, but that's all you can see from the outside. Across the street there is a Bertha's, which is a like chain place, and it is a essentially like a dress barn. It is a clothing shop which has all sorts of clothes for all sizes of people, and that's the first thing you guys come up on. As you're walking, you are walking on like the stone pavement. The air is feeling crisp, everything's feeling good. Do you stop
I'm trying
at these
to
two
figure
or
out
keep
if I've
walking?
ever heard of a Bertha's.
You definitely would have. Yes, this is like
Would I
It
have?
would be in like every place. It's one of those like places
Okay.
like Ross. It's just everywhere.
Okay. So it's kind of like I would have known it, but probably not.
It's probably not Emmy's style of
Been
clothes
to one.
or
Yeah.
within her ranks, but you know that there's Bertha's places.
Okay.
Granny would know that Bertha's is owned by a Loxodon.
Do I know, like, all Berthas or just this one?
All Berthas are owned by the same Loxodon woman, Bertha.
Okay.
Bertha is a Loxodon. So would I think the apothecary would have like healing potions?
Yes.
Like that's what I'm looking for?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we do need to get a healing potion, so do you want to go into Mary's?
Yeah, sure. We need get our work done first, and then we can have a little play.
Exactly. Gotta do the work, because if not, Kanna's gonna be really upset. Like, we're
Yeah.
like newer friends, and like I really like her, and but sometimes I just feel like she's like a little bit disappointed in me because I can be like a little bit flighty, and like I know. But if I don't come back with a health potion, I feel like she's gonna be really mad at me. And she's a little bit scary. Like I'd love her, but she's a little bit scary.
Scary.
I don't know. Sometimes she just
I guess
looks
I
at me.
haven't seen that part of
She
her
looks
yet.
at me in this way, and I just think, like, I don't know, like she's like mad at me. I think she's a little bit mad at me. I don't know. It'll be fine.
Do you guys say this as you're walking into the store? Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're walking in, you're sort of going off about how you have an insecurity around Kanna's perception of you, and you hear like one of those metal coils with a bell on it goes off as you open the door, and Mary, assumedly, looks up, and you see this large gray hat that has like these strings on the end of them, and you're met with like a purpley gray drow individual, and she is incredibly tall as she stands from her back counter. She was hunched so hard to fill out all this paperwork. She stands and she's wearing like a Victorian corseted dress. She's gorgeous. She just has like these white freckles along her cheeks. They go up into her eyebrows and up into her hairline, and her hair is like this dark grayish sort of curls. It looks like she has beach waves as they like stretch down past the table, past her hips. The rest of the room is very dark, but looking upon this drow, you realize it's dark for her safety, and the walls are lined with potions. There's these circular tables that have like tiered shelvings, tiered shelves that have like different tubes on them. There's a couple different bags and a little bit of clothing on one rack, and then there's just rows and rows of items. And she looks up at you, but she doesn't necessarily greet you because you're in the middle of talking. She looks up and notices you as you're walking in the room.
I think once Emmy notices her, there would be like an audible gasp of like, I love it all.
Thank you. I love it all as well.
It's so good.
I know. Thank you.
So like, do you sell that kind of thing here?
No.
Or do you?
No.
Ooh, where did? Can you share where you got it? Because like I'm
No.
newer to the area. No. Okay, fine. Keep your secrets. It's okay. It's fair.
How can I help you too? She like fixes her hat so that it's sort of like on the back of her head, so now it's just around the back, like filling out a circle behind her.
Do I recognize like the brand
Of her
what she's
clothing?
wearing? Yeah. Like, is it
both of
something that I
you-
could pick out?
Yeah, both of you can roll, let's go perception checks.
Try to name that designer.
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
8.
No, you do not. In fact, upon like gazing upon this outfit, it's gorgeous, but it's really unique. In fact, she might have made it herself.
Well, aside from your outfit, I'll get that out of you later, I'm sure.
You won't.
We're looking for some potions, healing potions in particular.
Basic, strong strength.
I think just basic is all.
Probably basic for now. I guess what do you have?
We have fine, finer, finest. 10 times the fine. I make them
That's
all.
a lot of fine.
It is very fine.
Oh.
I make them all in the back. I can make them to order, or you can order the ones on the shelf.
I think I'm fine with the shelf for today.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything particularly special.
Are we doing
Yeah, I
any
mean, kinda-
mix-ins?
Ooh, what are mix-ins?
I am the only person in this entire continent who does mix-ins. If you have ideas for wanting dual-purpose potions. If I know how to make it, I'll make it.
I will definitely be back for that because I'm not sure what I want to mix in, but that sounds fun.
Everyone does.
Do you have any mix-in ideas? Yeah, how could you not? It's so tempting.
I would say the most popular mix-in is healing plus speed, and the second most popular would be healing plus strength, at least for adventurer types. But you two look a little more domestic, so I would say food related. We have taste amplifiers, we have heating, cooling, cleaning, animal love.
Like to make them love us?
Both and each other. It depends if you're a breeder or if you want companionship. Whatever domestic ones do.
Where did you learn to do this, if you don't mind me asking? Are you self-taught?
I am not. This is a Under dark trade. I am just the one that is
Interesting.
brave enough to combat the sun and sell my wares and bring it back home.
I'm curious. Have you tried? This is just me spitballing, I suppose. Have you tried making the sort of cream to allow you to be in the sun if you needed to?
I have tried. It is a work in progress. She like raises her hands onto the table, and you can see that she has like a glove that goes all the way up to her elbow, and she lowers it, and you can see that it is completely covered in burns. And she raises it back up. And the burns sort of present in like a wrinkling that is like pinkish against her gray tones.
How recent is that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I hope that you're
It's
able
my
to.
test arm. I'm fine. It's still gorgeous.
How much are your standard basic potions?
Just for like sips.
Yes, just for sippies.
50 silver.
Okay.
Is a sippy the standard measurement?
No. I was making a funny. Did you not laugh?
It was very funny. I did.
Thank you.
I'm kind of new to all of this though, so like I tend to believe people. So I'm sorry that I didn't get it right away.
That typically when domestics are asking for healing potions, I must ask, are you in a safe position?
Oh yeah. Yeah, nothing's going on. No, I'm
If
actually.
something was going on, I know people.
I appreciate your concern. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're good.
We have a bit of a mission we're on. We can't talk about it very much, but we're not as domestic as we appear.
I'm pretty domestic, but I'm trying to not be.
She's an excellent volleyball player.
That is domestic.
I didn't know I had the skill. It just happened.
I didn't know I had the skill to. Well, I have nothing to say. I don't know why I tried to.
You have so many skills. You just said that you're the only one that can mix in different things into potions.
That's true.
It's literally a skill that you took to the bank.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
How many
Slay.
do you want? And she like, you say slay. She says, how many do you want? She like stands up fully. You can tell she's standing at a full height of like 6'2". And she's very tall, very slender. She's very fit. You can tell she works very hard on her body and her looks, cares very much about it. And she sort of makes her way gracefully, as if floating, from the counter into the back, into the rooms, aisles where there are potions. She walks to sort of a glass case, opens it up and pulls one and says, how many are you wanting?
I guess so. Above table.
Mm-hmm.
What does one do? Like what
1d4 for the first one, I believe. Is
Okay.
So it's just standard health, great, superior healing, which I think just adds an additional d4 to the healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be 5 silver.
550 silver, dear.
Yeah, 50 silver.
Sorry, my mistake. So Kanna wants
Kanna didn't say how many.
how about we just get 5? One for each of us.
Probably a good call.
Apologies,
Graniel.
it is 2d4 plus 2 for a regular health potion. I had to look it up.
Okay.
Okay. So Granny will dig in her purse to get some money out.
And
Do you
I'll-
want to pay as we go, or how do you handle it?
Me? Or
No, to Mary.
Okay.
We could do a total.
Okay. Well, I'll hold off then. How much is a mix-in?
Depends on the mix-in.
Do you think that Kanna would like a speed mix-in? That seems interesting.
You know what could be fun? Do you have any mix-ins that can make people like stealthier?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kanna would probably like that one. She likes to be a little sneaky sometimes.
I just would.
It's,
I would feel so bad if we didn't do mix-ins and left here. I'm just so curious
because
about
there's
it.
such an option. Well, I think for Kanna, definitely, I think a little stealthy, extra little boost of that would be fun. Or if there's something that could like boost a skill that makes it easier to perceive things
Sure.
or investigate things.
I do have owl eyes in the back. I can make that work.
Owl eyes.
Just don't
Who
think
knew?
about it.
I mean, I'm gonna think about it a little bit.
It tastes
But-
good. I add lavender to everything.
Ooh. Nice. I guess, do we want any kind of like invisibility potions? Is that a thing that you have?
Mm-hmm.
What do those run?
1 gold.
Okay. So those are very pricey, but like also super useful.
I do only have 3.
Okay.
The ingredients are few and far between, and one of them is quite old.
We could take one.
Can do that. So that is 1 invisibility potion, and how many healing potions?
5. I think.
Trying to
but
figure out the
if we're doing
mix-ins.
the mix-ins, then I'm assuming those will be more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So how much is it to do the owl healing mix-in sort of thing, or like an owl and a stealthy mix-in, something like that?
So that would be 1 per. So we can do healing plus extended vision. That would be 500 silver, which would be 5 gold.
That's a
And
pricey mix-in.
then It's a pricey mix-in to see as much more as we want. And then we wanted what was the last one?
Like stealthy?
Yes. I'll have to see what I have. Let me take a moment in the back. And she places down the potions at the table that you have already picked, goes off to the back, and she billows this curtain. It's gorgeous and lacy, and she just disappears into the darkness of the back of her room. And you both are just sort of walking around looking at potions, and you see all sorts of mixtures. You see, but none of them mean anything to you. They're just like one of them has a sticker of a rabbit on it, and one of them has a sticker of a ham bone on it, and one of them has a flexing arm, and it's all very coded.
It seems very Koresh. Sort of swirling around the
I do
flexing
think
one.
I do think he might like that one. But like pricins or mix-ins are pricey. I don't know if it's just like that one was really pricey.
It could be dependent on what it is. I'm sure some ingredients are more expensive or difficult to obtain. So, I just don't know what I would want personally. So I may just have to
Same.
wait until another time for myself. But
Same.
Comes back
I mean, I
moments
feel like
later.
kind of just the regular.
I do not have a mix-in for sneaking, unfortunately, but I can put something on order and send out my hounds to go to collect. Literal
we might be good with
hounds.
the
cute.
invisibility potion for now.
You have hounds.
They're
Love.
cute. So 1 invisibility potion, 5 health potions, 1 with a mix-in,
Actually, let's do all 3 invisibility potions.
3
I'll buy 'em.
invisibility potions,
Mhm.
5 healing potions, 1 with a mix-in. That will be...
Which mix-in did we get? The eyes?
You got the perception increase.
Do we want that? Because that was what, 50 gold?
Yes. 5 gold. 5 gold.
5 gold.
Plus, 1 gold per invisibility, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 50 silver per healing potion outside of that, so 4, which would be 50 times 4, 200, 2 more gold, so 10 gold, exactly.
10 gold total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we want the one with perception?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
What is this one with the flexing arm on it? I have a friend that I think might be interested.
It
Just
has
at a glance.
an increase in strength for moments.
Moments. How much is it?
I think that one is 30 silver.
I'll throw it in.
All right.
Just a treat.
10 gold, 30 silver then.
Okie dokie. And you would just split it
I
for
say,
now.
are we halvesing?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So what is that, 5 gold and 15?
Yeah.
And she like individually wraps all of your potions. She puts them in like a newspaper and twirls them up and puts a little bow on it, and she burns the edges and it smells of lavender, and she puts them all in a really nice paper bag and she gives them to you and she goes, please come back.
Absolutely.
Of course, we'll do a little more research and think about what sort of add-ons we would want, and maybe our companions can come up with some ideas.
Of course, we are open 24 hours. My son is here at night.
I'll come in to see your outfits regardless.
She giggles for the first time since you've been in the building.
Well, shall we then?
Yep, let's go.
All right. As you guys leave with your potions, we meet up with Kanna and Oighear, who have made their way across town to the residential district. And the residential district sort of gives off a middle-class sort of vibe. The houses are nice, the gardening is nice, everything is nice, but it's all very uniform and very suburban. Everything sort of looks the same. There's multiple apartments, but there's not much difference to them besides colors. The streets are all paved the same, the street lamps, the street signs, everything is sort of similar. Same. And it smells nice. It smells really flowery, floral outside. There's gardeners that are sort of packing up for the day, and as they've been pruning and making things look great all day, they must return home in the same neighborhood because they all live in the same neighborhood. You sort of pass through. It's like a gated community almost, but the gates are open. It's 2 iron doors that are just open to sort of a roundabout. With multiple different branches. And each branch is a different set of houses. There's the apartments, which are all together on like a left side. It's very quadranted. And then it moves to small houses, medium houses, large houses, and extravagant houses, all the way back to the gate. As like one giant cul-de-sac, essentially, that branches and spreads. And as you guys walk up, where did you decide to go first?
Probably
House
to
10, and then also apartment 7 that you agreed to check out.
probably the apartment first, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, apartment 7.
All right. So as you guys walk up to these apartments, it's very standard. It's a rectangular building that stretches up about four buildings high, and not 4 buildings. Oh gosh, 4 floors high. Everyone has a nice balcony. The balconies are all covered with very similar things. They have plants and chairs outside, and there's a couple lights on, a couple lights off. You go in and you climb up a couple stairs to room 7, and it has a doormat outside that says nothing. It's just made of hay, sort of all pressed together, and it's pretty worn, but there's a couple pairs of shoes outside and a small bicycle leaned against the wall. And then a couple other neighbors have various decorations, sort of in front, to the left, to the right. restarting our music here. Sorry. And and you make it to building 7. It just has a large 7 on it. Doesn't seem to be any issues around. There's no one yelling. You don't hear anything inside, any of the other doors. It's all pretty quiet.
As we walk up, I'm gonna turn to Oighear, and I'm gonna say, Oighear, how good are you at talking to? How are your interrogation skills?
Oighear has no interrogation skills to be noted, but has been told Oighear is people person.
Okay. That is good. If people like you, people are more willing to spill the tea, as Emmy would say.
As certain humans have told me before, we could do the good cop, bad cop. I am not
guard,
familiar
bad
with this, but
Good guard.
I believe I could be good guard.
Sure. I can perhaps disguise myself and look a little more rugged. Or I guess a little more... I guess I already look a little rugged. This is fine. I'll just be an asshole.
So you guys knock on the door?
Yeah, I'll go up and I'll ask Oighear to knock on the door. Oighear, why don't you lead, good guard?
I was gonna take a moment to just like breathe in, let the anxiety out, walk up to the door, and do just like a dainty like. Doop, 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 doop.
You hear, once you do that, you hear like a small child's wah! On the inside. Not a cry, but they definitely made like a alerted noise. And you start hearing a little shuffling, and you hear a female voice being like, "Oh, what now?" Behind the door, and you hear a baby start crying. She's like, "Go find your father! Oh my gosh!" And you can just hear muffled through the door. She's like, "1 second." Clean up these toys! Just all these things. You can tell she's getting up, and she opens the door. She has a baby Bjorn sort of baby strapped to her, and she's wearing a skirt that goes down. It's a little tattered, but it just seems old. It doesn't seem like she's dressed not nicely. She's wearing like a white, poofy sort of shouldered shirt, and this person is a human. She has a heavier set side. And her hair is in a bun, a low bun, and her hair is a bit scraggly, as if having had a long day. And this person, she's got like a split lip, just very barely, but her lips seem a little chapped. You can see that she has very rosy cheeks. She appears to be well-fed and happy, but is not happy to answer the door. She answers the door. "What is it?"
I'm thinking.
Wait, I'm not buying anything. We don't have money right now.
Respond a little bit alert because they can. Would I have to roll perception to like notice that she's clearly perturbed by us
not
being
at
here? Or
all.
is it
You can
obvious?
tell
Okay.
without an insight check that she's very much like, what?
So
what are
very
they
much
selling?
like stiff up, ears alert. I am just going to be. I am so very sorry for bothering you, ma'am.
I just got them down for a nap too.
We will need to speak to maybe perhaps your husband, because we are going around asking questions as we are hired to look for crystal dragon missing piece.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna stiff arm Oighear in the shoulder, and I'm gonna kind of like try to shut Oighear up. I'm gonna say, I'm so sorry to bother you, Mrs. Awamis. We work for the college, and we need to ask your husband a few questions.
Gregory?
Oui. Yes.
This college is nothing but trouble. Sit on the couch. She like opens the door and just walks away from the door. And she's like, Gregory! You can hear her yelling into the apartment, and he's like, you hear a gruff tone of, what? Someone here for crystals? And you hear shuffling, and he's like, what? You hear this in the other room, and he's like, don't come out, everyone stay, get in there, get in the room, top secret, daddy's getting his job back. And he, closes the door on them, and, you can see that he was definitely in pajamas, and he very quickly put on pants. He was buckling his belt as he's walking back out, and he's like, yes, sorry for the wait. And a hardier human man comes out. He's got dark brown hair. It's cut very nicely, but you can tell he's been napping, so it's cut nicely, but a little wacky. His face has lines on it from being fully asleep just moments ago. He is fully freckled out. You can see from head to toe, he is just very freckled. It's very prominent in like the bone structure areas, and his eyes are like a piercing yellow, and he's just wearing regular common clothing. He's got like a little vest on that ties in the center, and he's just wearing like a white sort of peasant-like shirt and some pants that he's pulling up and buckling. Yes, I've been waiting for you guys to come and chat. Please, get comfortable. Oh gosh, move the toys. And he like scoops toys off the couch and just like throws them onto the floor. Please get comfortable. Would you like water? I can get you water.
No, that is okay. Actually, maybe we can talk on the balcony somewhere.
Well, our balcony is full of bikes. He like turns, and you see that that's where they store stuff. There's no like seating.
Okay. Okay.
He closes the blinds as you guys are mentioning it.
We can just stand. Look, we are here from the college. Unfortunately, just to ask you a few questions.
About the new position.
Unfortunately, I do not know what you are talking about.
Oh, so I'm not getting my job back today.
Is that something you should probably talk to the college about?
He like just lets out a big, deep sigh. You see like all the excitement and pent-up energy in his body just leaves through his shoulders as he sort of slumps, and he goes to like the singular chair that's like the dad chair and like just sits in it. What questions do you have?
Above table, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have to touch somebody to cast Charm Person?
I don't think so. Let me check.
No?
It
I
just
thought you
says
did.
verbal and semantic.
Charm person is a 30-foot range.
It is
Yeah.
not a touch spell.
I am going to try to cast Charm Person the second that I see him look a little down.
Okay. What is the roll for that for him?
Wisdom save 12.
Okay. Perfect. You look at him and you don't see any definite change. His demeanor doesn't change at all.
Okay.
But as far as you know, you've fully cast the spell.
Do you think Kanna would know that it didn't work?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, my apologies. I just figured lighten the mood. Look, for what it's worth, I'm sorry.
I've got nothing to hide. I've already answered all the questions. What else is there?
Well, I just want to ask you about your experience. And if you could tell me any... I guess I will start here. Can you tell me about what you remember from the actual night of the robbery?
What do I remember? Well, we were all put to sleep. I, unfortunately don't resist that, and they've been hiring people who resist it now, which makes sense. And then we woke up and the things were missing. And I was blamed for having not enough answers.
Okay, when you say you are put to sleep, what happened before that? You were just what were you doing? Kind of tell me about at least the last few hours leading up to this before you lost consciousness.
I came to work,
Okay.
then I lost consciousness at my post.
You were just standing there.
Yes.
What were you doing?
There was a group of students that came by, and they were on a tour like they do every day, and then they left, and there was a group of men who came in, and they were asking about buying stuff. We don't sell things at the museum. We turn them away. We turn lots of people away all the time. Then...
Sorry to cut you off. Those men, have you seen them there before? Have they come by asking about buying things?
No.
Was this the first time you had seen them?
It's the first time I've seen them, but I've seen people coming to buy stuff all the time, try to buy stuff. It's just, we have a lot of expensive, well, they have a lot of expensive things.
Do you remember
Did
what
they
they were trying to buy?
inquire anything about the dragon pieces at all? Was there anyone perhaps standing too close to the object, more interested than usual?
No, we had a group of people who came in who were inquiring about some staff. And then we said no, they left. And then we had a couple people who were just touring. And then we had a couple couples who came in on dates. And then we had a solo individual come in who was looking at everything and taking notes. And then we had another person who came in who was, I think, bringing lunch to one of the people in the scry room, and then I was asleep. That's all I know.
Who was the last person you saw before Nighty Night?
Let me think. I saw the other guards. I was just looking around. We were doing our rounds, and I was in the hallway, so I was alone. I fell asleep in the hallway. I woke up on the floor in the hallway again.
Did the person taking notes look like a student? Or... because they would appear to be the only one going in alone.
They did look like a student.
Hmm.
They were wearing garb.
Like from the college?
Yeah, uniform.
Okay.
Ayer's gonna quickly just like say like just an intrusive thought to Kanna and say, well, it's entirely possible that a student could have stolen it. Mayhaps we should look into single note person. They have complete access to the museum more than most.
True. I will leave a note for that. Okay, well, thank you. How about anything leading up to this? I suppose not even just past the day, but perhaps any things that were out of the ordinary? Perhaps things getting moved that are normally not moved? Groups coming in to do work that don't normally come in to do work? Anything that seems strange for your position?
Maybe not strange, but we had a cleaning crew come in. That was a new crew.
When was
But-
that?
It was like a month ago.
Okay. Why
Well,
did
I
you
guess
change?
a month before it was taken, sorry, because it's been a month. I've just lost time when, you don't have a job, you don't know what time of day it is. Just
So the cleaning crew came not long before it was taken.
like a month before. But, I mean, they just cleaned and left. It wasn't like a big deal.
Okay.
Do you know, to the best of your knowledge, if that same cleaning crew works there today?
I don't know. I haven't been working there for a month.
What about why it was a new crew?
I think... Well, I don't know. I don't want to speak on things I don't know.
No, please do. Anything can help us.
I mean, occasionally we get new people who clean bathrooms, we get new people who clean the whole place, we get new people who do gardening, we get new people. People quit jobs, people lose their jobs, people get wrongfully accused of stealing things and get fired from their jobs and are out of jobs for like a month and can't afford to feed their children and can't afford to buy clothes for the upcoming school year, and you know, just regular things that happen to regular people, and everything's fine and no one's upset. And you can see he's like amping himself up, and he's just speaking in a very monotone voice, but that voice is getting louder.
I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out a gold. And I'm just going to look at him and say, I understand life, times can get tough. Sometimes when you don't have any money or employment, things can get tough. Believe me, as much as the next person, I do understand. But if there is anything else that you can tell me, anything that you're not supposed to talk about, perhaps, that would be very helpful. And I'm just going to place the gold on his knee.
Do a persuasion check with a disadvantage because you attempted to charm them earlier.
Ooh.
That is still a 19.
Wow.
Oh!
They look at it. And you can see his, like, with the gold on the knee, he starts bouncing and just looking at it. You can see he has this, like, sort of internal monologue that's going on, thinking to himself. He's just nodding his head and blinking a lot. Slaps his hand over the gold. Slaps his hand over the gold and sees that you're taking out a second one, and he's like, "Don't. I'll take this one, but not more than one. I can provide for my family." Puts it in his pocket. However, there is nothing that I'm not supposed to talk about. As he puts the gold into his pocket.
Can we do a perception to see if he is lying, or
Inception? Inception.
Inception.
I'm going to invade his mind.
You can do an insight check. However, it's not a lie detector, so you can sort of just like see body language and things like that might tip you off. But all in all,
anyways, 8.
8. So you're looking at him, and you can see pretty clearly that he's struggling internally with like the pride of taking care of his family versus being upfront, or not being upfront rather. So you're not feeling like he's lying to you. There would be no reason to. He's already lost a lot.
Oighear is going to just unwittingly slip out another gold and put it on the arm of the chair and be like, "Oighear insists. Anything you know, we can sweeten the deal."
He sighs heavily and closes his eyes and sweeps the gold off of the couch corner and just onto the floor, and he says, "I'm tired of this, and I would like you to leave. I can take care of my family, and money will not be the thing that gets me to talk to you, and I have nothing to hide. I've told you what I know, which is not very much. This is why I was fired, because I didn't have much to say."
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
Mr.
You can
Gregory.
leave.
Okay.
Cuts you
Have
off.
a wonderful rest of your night.
Have a night.
And you can keep the gold you brushed onto the floor. My gifts. My gifts.
Kanna's gonna
he-
snatch it off the floor.
Yeah, as he stands, he goes to grab it off the floor, and Kanna grabs it before, and he's sort of walks to his room and closes the door, and you just kind of hear mumbling with the family, but he doesn't like see you out of the house. As you guys are leaving the first house, we pop back to Koresh, who has walked up to the guards at the table after having a conversation in the back of the kitchen about how someone was trying to utilize this inn as a place of business. They were trying to be paid off, and the guards caught wind of it, which got everyone on edge in the bar, and they're trying not to get people to meddle because they're jail-happy guards. Justice isn't corrupt, the guards are just mean, is sort of what you learned previously. So, you're standing there, you have your 2 wine glasses. What are we doing?
I'm still. That was so. I don't know why that just have a night got me so much.
Hurts the soul.
Because you know that, like, you might, if you played your cards differently, maybe you got something more out of it, but you didn't.
Not everyone is receptive to bribing.
I know. I think Kanna has just learned that in this moment. Bribery works different ways.
In my headcanon, Oighear left this fully thinking like they killed it. It was like social skills, great job.
Good job. Koresh.
I'm just like Oighear's just like humans like money.
We'll have some words on the next on the way to the next place. Trust me.
Koresh with the wine glasses.
Walking up to the table, what is the vibe currently with them? Because earlier they were kind of like,
they had just started drinking before, and you've eaten by then, left and came back by then. You can tell just by looking that everyone except the dwarf is pretty inebriated. They're slumped, they're more casual. One of them has opened up their vest. It's like hanging there, their gut is out. Like, they're ordering more drinks, but they're just sort of like waving their arms and going blah, blah, blah. And the dwarf is sitting there with like his 5th drink, and he's just fully upright still. As dwarves do.
The table so they're just kind of vibing. They're not like,
they're vibing. They're not being rude or like causing an issue. They're just they're drinking a lot.
Okay. But it's not the like bro-y, like pushing each other.
Not as it
party.
was. Things have shifted. It's more closer to end of night vibes where people are chilling. Maybe if they get into a conversation, someone's gonna talk about something traumatic, like.
Okay. Is there room at their table, or are they kind of filling all the seats?
There is 2 additional seats.
Okay. So, I guess with just double fisting my wine glass, I'm going to nonchalantly take a drink while sliding into one of the seats and just putting on the charisma and charm and just look over to them. And I heard Elijah.
Eliza. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. Gentlemen, I heard Eliza finds one of you very interesting, and I am here to figure out which one it is.
Moneybags. The dwarf looks to you. The other 2 look at you, look at each other, and start laughing. They're just like,
So the one that's slumped over is the one that they called Moneybags? Sorry, who's at the table? There's 3 of them?
The dwarf, the human, and the tall Goliath. The Goliath and the human is slumped over like asleep.
Okay.
The Goliath looked to the human, started laughing.
Okay.
As you sat down, and then the dwarf is the one who is engaging in conversation with you. The one who's the least drunk.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey, Moneybags," essentially.
Oh, to me?
Yeah, to you.
Oh, I totally misread. Okay.
Moneybags.
Well, I wouldn't call me Moneybags, but nothing wrong with hanging out with people who pay for your meals and drinks. Which
I'm open
are
to
you all
someone who can have a
paying?
conversation. These two clearly can't.
I can see that. Are you paying your own tab, or
Yes.
is this on someone else?
I brought them out. I could pay for yours.
Well, you've already called me Moneybag, so... And then I'll pull out a silver? I don't remember. We only have gold, right? So it's like kind of having to make change, or...
Yeah, you're making change, but you can assume that you have, like, what is needed out of the gold that you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would want to, like, pull out the equivalent to just pay for the next round
Okay.
of drinks. For us all at the table.
I see. He kind of smiles and, like, scoots his chair up and, like, fixes his posture, and he's like, I see, man of drinking. You can tell that he's a little slurry.
Yeah.
A little slurry, but not, like, drunk.
Yeah. Well, when times are boring, what else is there to do?
We drink every night, so... He picks
That
up
can't
his
be a
drink
bad
that he
game,
already
though.
has and drinks the rest of it, this giant dwarven stein, and just slaps it down, wipes the alcohol from his very large dwarven beard. In fact, this short guy has very red hair. He's got braided beard, mustache that braids into his beard into two little strands, or two little braids, and he's wearing the guard's clothing still. However, he's taken his shoulder pads off. He's taken a couple of the other bulkier things off to get more relaxed, but he's still in his guard's clothes.
So let's cut to the chase, because I think it's here closer to the end of the night, and you two, or everyone here, just wants to relax. You seemed very interested in me and my friends.
We keep tabs on newcomers. What's wrong with that? We're the guard.
No, nothing. Did we disappoint?
Not yet.
But you expect us to.
Always. We gotta keep this place safe. If we assume everyone's a do-gooder, then we miss all the bad people.
Well, I can't fault that. I did hear that you all did stop someone from being a bad person.
As we do every day.
What did you do to them?
What did I do to who?
The person who I heard they were trying to turn this wonderful establishment into something horrible.
How'd you hear about that?
Well, when you have this smile, it's hard not to get people talking.
You see quickly his eyes sort of shift to the kitchen and back to you. That's supposed to be information that's not out. Why would someone come meddling? Do you work with this person?
Do I work with this person? No, just someone who's interested in more than the everyday drabble and bullshit people like to talk about.
Mid-sentence, he lets out a big beer-like burp. He just sort of leans forward a little bit.
Real me wants to throw up, but okay.
Well, why do you want to know? You want to work for the guard?
I guess on one hand, I kind of am already. Guess there's no reason to bullshit you even more. I've been brought on to try to find something that's missing, and I just want to make sure that these aren't connected.
I don't think everything's connected. I don't know of anything that's missing.
Does that seem to be true? I've...
Well, you were told that no one knows. So, other than that...
Nope, I forgot that.
You were told that there was a few people on the guard who do know, but not everybody. So, the people that they needed to make like the paperwork and things like that to be a thing, but largely the fact that this stuff has been stolen is not public knowledge.
Okay.
Because they want to make sure that the image of the safety of the Magi is still intact.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything was missing.
Well,
Why would it be here in Imagineville? People who come through here are just looking to work or looking to tour the museum, so
well, you understand, just wanting to cross your T's and dot your I's.
we always love a good man who is gonna care about. He sort of trails off as you can see the alcohol is sort of officially hitting things. Safety.
And the other two, are they just conked out, or?
The Goliath laughed, and then he sort of has just been scanning the area. Like, he knows a conversation is happening at the table, but he's glazed eyes, very, like, probably not a good person to have a conversation with, drunk enough, yeah. But the other human is just on the table, like, honk-shoeing.
I'll just slide, I guess, my other wine I had with me towards them.
He'll take it. Nice. So, I'll ask you a question. What do you know about the underground market?
Above table, would I have any knowledge of even?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
As he's holding the wine glass with a full fist, under, like, just on the stem, just full fisting the stem. He takes, like, a big gulps at a time.
That's an 11.
Okay. So, you know that there's a trade system that goes on illegally. You know that people who buy things off the market, essentially, they don't necessarily go missing, but they go in hiding, especially with certain things that they buy. You don't personally know of someone who has purchased anything from there, and you don't know how to get in contact with them personally, but with the market personally, but I say you know enough that you know that it's a thing, you know it's illegal, and anything else that you'd like to flavor there?
I know enough that if I care for my life, you stay away from them.
Good.
But come on, you're telling me the person you got is maybe connected to that?
I'm not saying that, unless you're saying that.
No, it's just that would be one hell of a story to start.
Well, we're trying to get a story to begin with.
So you're telling me he's just a petty criminal? Come on.
Nah.
The three of you look more capable than that.
Connections. We're trying to find them. Newcomers in town look suspicious when we're looking for connections. And he slams the wine glass down as if he would like a stein, and he breaks the glass. He goes, "Oh, fuck!" He's still holding the wine glass, but the little, like, bottom stem is just broken off. So he's holding a weapon at this point. He's holding it still. And it still has wine in it. He just continues to drink it.
Well, then, see, we all have a common interest of just connections. Is it the same connections? No, but I do investigating. I do this. I do that. Maybe I keep an ear out, see if I can help you all. You've shown such an interest in me and my friends. Maybe I show a little interest in what you all have going on.
Yeah, you can come by the guard station if you wanted to apply. Otherwise, I'd keep the interest of the guards within the guards. If you're not getting paid for the work, why do it?
Oh, you all look like people who care out of the goodness of your heart.
Yup.
Well. This was a lovely conversation.
Yep, moneybags. Always good to talk to the community. He just finishes his drink, but he keeps trying to drink it. There's nothing in the glass anymore, but he, I guess, is forgetting and is just sipping the nothingness of the glass, but he hasn't put it down since he broke it. Puts his hand on the table, his other hand. You see his sort of like really roughed up hands. He's a working person. And he puts his hand on the table. Anything else? I gotta get these home.
No, just nice to put a face to those who are keeping everyone safe around here.
We do our best. He stands up. He stands up, but he's the same height as the table, so he sort of like hops down from his bench. All right, Henry. Smacks the absolute shit out of the asleep, drunk human. You hear like the conk of the metal on his back from this just hearty hand, just whack. Henry just hey, we going home? Oh, we gotta get another drink. We can play some games. We could do some. Hey, who are you? He's looking at you, Koresh. This human, he's got a mustache that curls deliciously on the sides. He's very kempt, but very, very drunk. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow. He's got hair perfectly military cut. He's very like buttoned up, I would say. He looks at you. His eyes are basically closed. Basically closed. You're like, we could play a game. We could go and find some money and play a game or something. We can.
So because I am the little shit that I am, I'm not gonna move. I want to just nonchalantly, like, sleight of hand trip him as he's getting out from the table.
Okay. Sleight of hand with advantage because he's drunk.
Dirty 20.
Very easily. He trips over your foot and the leg of the chair and his own foot. Like, it's a whole mess. He just lands onto the floor, but he just starts laughing. And he's like, I think I'm ready to go home. Someone call Deborah. And the dwarf, he sighs, goes to pick up Henry, and he's getting him up and calls over to the Goliath, and they sort of look at you. You need anything else, citizen?
No, thank you for your duty.
Yep. And they'll just sort of drunkenly stagger their way out. Eliza makes her way to come pick up all the glasses, totaling like 30 to 40 mugs of beer between the three of them. And you guys know, dwarves can drink 10 to 20 on their own and be fine. So there was a lot of beer altogether, but ultimately it was all just a normal amount of drinking. And they head out, and you're left in the bar. Eliza's picked up around you, and she kind of gives you a wink, and she's like, I'm so glad that went well.
Lovely humans.
Well, yeah.
Or people, sorry.
Well. All right, well, I'll see you later. I'll be getting off here at about 20.
I'll be here. I'm just gonna hang out.
Yeah. So you just hang out at the bar?
Yeah, wherever their booth was, just kind of hanging back for a little bit, collecting thoughts after a very hectic day so far.
Okay. So, then we will cut to Granny and Emmy, as you guys have left the store. Have you guys purchased anything else? Let's just say that you've been out about 2.5 hours. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to get?
Definitely would have bought some kind of snacks.
Okay.
You know, some sweet snacks. Maybe some... I'm trying to think. Because Emmy has cats. So if there's any, like, food type of snacks that my cats would enjoy, I would have bought something like that.
So I would say you got, like, 2 copper worth of rations, which is, like, 10 more rations. And you got cat treats, I'm gonna say, for like an additional copper. And it does say on the cat treats that you can feed them to other feline adjacent animals. I was like, I hear this from across the town, and and you guys stopped into some clothing shops. Nothing really hit the spot. Let's do a percent die, 100%, to see if you liked anything enough that you saw that you decided to buy it. And if you do, you could describe what it is.
55.
You decided to buy something, but you weren't sure about it.
58.
You also, so you both bought
You're
something.
pretty mid.
You kind of bought something
convinced
for
each
the,
other
for the
to buy the
sake
thing.
of buying something. You're like, we came shopping to buy something, and I'm gonna buy something. I don't fully like this, but so what is it? What did you buy? What'd you get?
I think I would have bought something that is, because what's this town? Maginvale?
Yeah.
Kind of like a souvenir item
Okay.
from here.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure what it should be. Maybe like a mug?
Might I provide a suggestion that I feel like
Yes.
Emmy would wear? Is very much like the college long sleeve shirts that have the name of a town written on the back.
Yeah. Or just right on the front,
Yeah.
just Maginvale.
Yeah, but it's
Yep.
like the baggier, sort of cute ones that can tuck into some leggings or
Yep.
just be one.
Outside the collar.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, like the dress shirt collar outside the collar.
Yes,
so it's like
100% that
dressed up.
vibe.
And if there was a cropped version
Yes.
in black, I would have picked up one for Kanna as well.
100% that. You guys decided to spend, I'd say, touristy clothing come at about 3 copper, so you could do 3 for each shirt. What did Granny get?
I'm trying to think of a good thing. I imagine she went into Bertha's.
Okay.
Just sort of, because sometimes you can find a gem in the midst of all of it.
Definitely.
Did not today, but probably just bought like some earrings that she's not sure if they really are like the right size for her ears. She likes them, but they're like kind of small and they look awkward on her a little bit because they were out of the bigger ones that she would typically wear.
Okay.
But I think they're like sort of a few pearls in a like, I guess 4 little clovery
Cute.
shape. But they're a little small.
Okay, let's say that's like 4 copper.
Okay.
And after you guys go shopping, did you guys want to make your way back to the bar? Or were you meeting at a house? I don't remember what the plan was. Personally, as the DM.
In Emmy's head, we were meeting at the show.
At the show, okay.
Like she's show oriented,
Okay,
so she's just drawn that way.
okay,
Unless if Granny wants to redirect her.
okay.
It would depend how late it is. If it seems like we're getting to the point where Eliza would be getting off soon, then
It does,
I think-
like, time has gotten away from you during the interviews, during the conversation with the guard at the table, during shopping. You kind of come outside and you realize that the sun is lower than expected. Time has been flying. Time flies when you're having fun or investigating people at their homes. And so you sort of reevaluate. You had more plans than anticipated, and time is moving quickly. So what's the plan?
well, Emmy, I know you had your heart set on going to see the performance, but we didn't find anything very nice to wear. Sort of what I was hoping to find, but
That's not like that much of a problem, at least for me. But like I understand.
you also wanted to talk to Eliza, and I'm worried to keep her there too late. I don't know how long the performance is, but
That's true. I guess would we have had any way to figure out like if there's a time that the performance starts.
You did not
We
ask.
have no idea. Oh, damn it. Well, maybe it's a late night thing. Let's go check with Eliza. Maybe she'll know or someone will know. I guess, are there any signs around? Is there any signage for advertising for the show?
You can do a perception check.
Okay. Oh, it's good. 20, dirty 20.
Better than mine.
No, 22.
Nice. Pretty easily, you find some flyers around on a couple billboards, on a couple walls. The show is already halfway over. You spent too much time shopping.
Does it say the name of like who's performing?
It
I don't
does.
want to put you on the spot. It does.
No,
Okay.
it says that
Is
it
it-
is the Baritone Bard Brigade. BBB.
Would
The
Would that-
BBB.
The BBB.
the BBB? Would that be familiar to me at
Yes.
all? Okay.
They're pretty. That's like the Blue Man Group. They're pretty popular. They're
Okay.
old. They've been around a long time. They've done tours. They're pretty popular. The BBB.
the BBB.
That's what I think when I first hear BBB for sure.
Yeah. Baritone Bard Brigade.
Obviously.
Got it. Yeah, I get the joke. That's why I said no. I was
So
like banana.
so you guys head sort of
Yeah.
back to the tavern. You head back to Mead and Magic, and Oighear and Kanna, as you guys are having a conversation with the guard, more time has passed than you anticipated. You got a little information. You got a couple people. You got more information on the people who were there that day. But you realize that the sun is lower than anticipated. You wanted to hit the second house. You're not quite sure on that anymore because you wanted to talk with Liza and had a plan with the group. What you guys' plan?
Oighear will notice the time, and in their Delulu confidence and the level of information that they got, we'll turn to Kanna and be, it seems it's a lot later than we thought it was going to be. I also don't feel like we would get very far bothering another household this late at night. Would it be best to meet up with everyone else?
You know, you're probably right. It is late. You have been a wonderful detective, and we should probably just go meet up with the others. Really quick, though, if I were to need to make a pit stop, but I wanted to do it alone, would you be okay with that?
I'm having my, like, how would Oighear respond to this moment?
It's just a quick pit stop, but I can do it myself.
Oighear will, like, do, like, the head tilt thing that animals do when they're confused, and then say, Oighear is not too sure about this. What is Kanna planning to do by themselves?
If I make you a deal, before we leave in the morning, I will buy you a plate of fried fish.
Oh,
If you ask no more further questions.
Oighear is glad to have good friend have fun on trip. The only thing Oighear does not remember where the tavern was. Point me in right direction, please.
I can help you get there. Where I need to go is on the way back, so we can split up from there. One condition, you cannot tell anyone that I went anywhere but to another store.
I will tell them that you went to a place to do something.
Look, I want to get something for Emmy, but I don't want Emmy to know. Okay?
Aya will get like a little like elated, and like the ears like flick up, and they're just like, I know a thing, and then they're like, yes, yes, go get gifts, very exciting.
So you guys begin to walk.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. What were you gonna say?
As when we get to the point where we are splitting off, I'm gonna act like I'm going to a store and then book it for the college.
Okay. So we will end it there with everyone except Kanna reaching the tavern, meeting back up and beginning to have their conversation with Eliza. Ooh, thank you guys for joining. We have a little shopping episode unintentionally. But we got a little more information, and I'm very excited about it. But we will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Bye.